In this session, we want to talk about making changes to the virtual hard disk. We can modify the virtual hard disk by compacting the disk. That means we want to reduce the size of the disk by deleting empty space while leaving the disk capacity unchanged. We can also do a conversion. We can convert the type of format of a disk by copying the data to a new disk image file. We can also expand the virtual disk, and expanding the virtual disk increases the capacity of the disk by adding empty storage space to the image file. We also have the options to shrink or merge. When we shrink that file, we reduce the capacity of the disk by deleting empty storage space from the file. When we choose the option to merge, we combine the data on a differencing disk with that of a parent disk to form a single composite image file. The two last options that we have here, shrink and merge, those options appear on the wizard depending on the current status of the image file you select. For example, the merge option only appears if you choose a differencing disk, and the shrink option does not appear unless there is free space in the file that the wizard can delete. Let us take a look in Hyper-V Manager at the settings of a virtual machine to see how we will make the different changes that we talked about: compact, convert, expand, shrink, and merge. We're going to click on Tools, Hyper-V Manager. Then we want to right-click on the virtual machine and click on Settings. In the left-hand pane, we want to look for a hard drive, and we can see here the name of our virtual drive, class virtual machine. And we want to click on that drive. And then we want to click on Edit. If you wanted to choose another drive, you could browse for the location of that drive. We're going to edit the one that is here, class virtual machine. So we're going to click on Edit. Now we have a note here. Edit the following types of virtual hard disk, or editing the following types of virtual hard disk might result in data loss. So the disk that we talk about here would be the differencing disk. If you choose to edit a differencing disk that also has the child disk active, then you might have some data loss. Also, if you try to edit the virtual disk associated with a virtual machine checkpoint, that might result in data loss. Also, virtual hard disk associated with a virtual machine that has replication enabled and is currently involved in initial replication, resynchronization, test failure, or failover. If you attempt to edit those while these things are going on, the virtual hard disk might result in data loss. So pay close attention to that note. We're going to click Next to continue. And here we are given the options that we talk about. We can choose to compact, that is the default. And remember that option compacts the file size of the virtual hard disk, but the storage capacity will remain the same. Then we have the option to convert, and that option converts a virtual hard disk by actually copying the contents of the new virtual hard disk. And the virtual hard disk can use a different type and format than the original virtual hard disk. And then we have the expansion. Remember the other two, the shrink and merge. You will only see the option to shrink if, for example, there is free space in the file. So that shrink option will not appear unless there is free space in that file. Well, also the other option to merge will only appear if you choose a differencing disk. Let's click next on compact. And for that one, to compact the disk, all you need to do is to click finish, and that will complete the action. Let's go back and look at convert. Click next, and you have your two options there. You can convert either to VHD or VHDX. Click next, and then you have to choose the type that you want. Whether you want a fixed or dynamic, you click next, and you select the name and location of that file. Let us go back again to look at the expansion option. So we click on expand, and this option expands the capacity of the virtual hard disk. So we want to go ahead and click next, and here you decide what size you want to make the virtual hard disk, and you will type in your new size. You click next, and then you click on finish. So let's go back to the three options again: compact, convert, and expand. And depending on your choice, you can also have merge and shrink, depending on the current status of the image file that you select. That is the end of this session, and I want to thank you for listening.